Oh shit. It's fucking Ludendorff himself. Well, he's about to get fucking trounced. I can tell you that. So the advantage that howitzers have is that they don't give a shit about terrain. Within certain limits, of course. But like, if these were field guns, they would just hit the ground right here. And it would accomplish nothing. Or they would hit the troops in front of them. You know, this kind of bullshit. What do the Marines look like? Alright. It looks like some of them are having wardrobe malfunctions when they crouch because their coats aren't. Or maybe some of them are just wearing shorter coats. Who knows? Alright. You ready to witness the power of artillery? Yeah, let's... Massed artillery, I should say. Concentrated at one point in the enemy line. What else do you got? Just field guns. My artillery guys need some practice. And they're getting it. As we speak. That's okay terrain. I don't think I'll gain much by moving any further forward. I mean, I could move up to this ridge. Yeah, that's a better position. Oh, there's snipers back here. They're hidden, but they're there. They'll get caught up in this artillery. The artillery really does... Oh jeez, that's loud. And get the camera close to the ground, the artillery really shakes you around. This poor artillery unit is down to one cannon. And these aren't the big guns that you can get later on. These are the light howitzers. And they already dictate. They are the deciding factor on the battlefield. As long as you use them correctly. I mean, doing the artillery duel is not that productive. You kind of have to sometimes. But I mean, I think my Marines can handle the infantry. Schrotflinte. Sturmtruppen. Oh, that means shotguns. That's what that means. Yeah, they got shotguns, alright. Probably all die before they get close enough to use them, though. Nope, my guys are shooting at the other unit, so... Oh, now they're not. These guys are fucking dead. Oh, these guys have grenades, cool. Because proper grenade use is to go stand up in front of the enemy in a line and then chuck grenades at them. That's how you do it. Does this guy have a fucking knife? I mean, he looks like an officer, so he's supposed to have a sword, but it's either... Hold on. One moment. No, it's like a bayonet or a combat knife. That's not what the rest of the troops look like. So he's supposed to be an officer holding a sword, but he has a knife. He's holding it like it's a sword. That's funny. Oh, nice detail on the oak leaves. Very, 2010 was this game? The mod is later, but I doubt they changed the tree textures. You don't even need to pursue them at a certain point because they just give up once you've pounded them enough. Although these guys are hold on. Like, artillery is the hardest unit to kill with artillery. That's just how it is. War is rock, paper, scissors. go rock against rock, it just kind of... It's a tie, basically. Whoever has more rocks wins. But even if you have more rocks, you'll lose some of them. Oh shit, there's fucking machine guns. I didn't know that. That's a problem. I thought these were snipers. But they're machine guns. Well, they're within range. So if I... Hopefully I can avoid losing too many men. Once everybody else routes, they'll be visible. There they are. And then my guys will murder them. Because Lee Enfields can shoot faster than machine guns, right? That's what everybody says. Alright, well that was fun.
We rule the way.
Fucking... Wait, the KD. The artillery out here getting 77 kills on one of them. Pretty good. The Marines are actually... Look at this shit. They didn't even lose that many. Okay, killed 481. Yikes. Well, like I said, Lee Enfields. I'm gonna go back here so that nobody takes it back from me. Looking at you, rebels. I don't know if there's like more rebels hiding back here. It's possible. Anyway. It is late October of 1917, and the British Expeditionary Force has finally landed. Isn't that like about the time the Americans showed up? I think I'm about in tune with the Americans. I'm trying to deconstruct that university because I don't want it.
The oceans are ours.
Why must you disrupt my operations?
For pride, for home, and the prize.
Why? What is causing this asymmetry? Like, I have twice as many men, and they're better at using rifles. Is it the cavalry? Are you thinking these cavalries are gonna... I mean, they are really nice heavy cavalry. They're really fancy. And in case you're wondering, I ditched my artillery because they're slow. So I could just mop up these guys quick. But there's no artillery here. Which is always interesting. Bro.
Wet powder makes missiles a certainty.
Well, this is Napoleon Total War. The AI is acting like it. So like, oh, I got this heavy cavalry, I'm gonna charge and break their infantry line. That's what's gonna happen, right? which, by the way, that doesn't even happen in Napoleonic Wars. This gunpowder is already advanced enough. I'm sure you can find some isolated circumstances, but not worth this many opposing infantry and this few heavy cavalry. Cavalry is so heavy that it's just fallen down. Can't support its own weight.
Glorious victory, sir. Soon to be yours.
Nice big cavalry sabers. Probably not sabers, they're probably, I'm not sure what the word is. The big long sword is just meant for thrusting from horseback. I don't know what it's called. Or if there is a technical term. Fucked up thing about this mod is that the AI will never stop building cavalry. It'll be like fucking half of their armies sometimes. The Belgians are using a much more German rifle than they did historically. They did use a German rifle, but not like the German rifle. It's a different one. But I mean, it's 1917, they've been invaded a few times, maybe they can do with what they can get. But these are like long Gewehr 98s as issued to the German army. Which I think I've noticed that basically everybody in this game either has a Lee Enfield or a Gewehr 98. And there's not much else that is actually modeled. Bro, why are you guys so hard to kill? Is it the fucking trees? I mean, they're kind of in a hole in the ground, which does help them. But I got them from multiple angles now, so... Are you still alive? Also, how have you not run away yet?
Haré lo que diga, señor.
This motherfucker. He says, "We rule the waves" after winning a land battle. And then immediately afterwards, fucking says some bullshit in Spanish.
Faca en la mano.
Bugs are fun sometimes. Kind of like how you can zoom in more than you're supposed to. I forgot about that. It's a feature. Feature, not a bug. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful modeling of this French dreadnought. That's beautiful right there. Fucking bricks stacked in the air above the worksite. You can go under the floor of the city and see the trains going past beneath the city, because you can't see them from above. Oh, maybe you can. Yeah, you can see them poking out, I guess. But like all of this stuff, the trains and not really any of this stuff, but the trains and the ships and the
¿Cómo puedo ayudar a la causa?
the uniforms that people are wearing and everything else. They'll have a turn of being unhappy, it's fine. Like everything is not vanilla modeling. Anyway. Plus you got like this barbed wire and sandbags on the thing. So it's not just like they reskinned the troops to look different when they're in the battle. Like there's effort put in cosmetically in the large campaign as well. The biggest thing that you notice, I think, is the ships and the trains. Most other things are pretty similar to vanilla. Anyway, I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about this. Let me build this. And yeah. What the fuck do you have against me dismantling this university? I just want to get rid of it. It's just don't want it. Dumbass Germans. What is that again? Oh. Well, this we want, I suppose. I'm gonna have to get back and sit in here. Like, I would love to go over and fight this guy, but I need to maintain public order in Brussels. Otherwise, people will start looting shit. A lot of Germans. I wonder if the AI just sees this and this is the trigger for them to be like, oh, gotta loot it, so they can't build that thing. Even if it's being dismantled. As I said before, oh boy. 15. More wealth. I think this one, this guy, is kind of the end goal. It's a little slower than this one, but much more powerful. The firepower stats here don't actually mean anything. And I've never actually tried the railgun observers, so I don't know if they actually work. Because obviously you can't have a railgun on the tactical map. I should try them sometime to see what happens. Because obviously it's like spotters for the railgun, which is miles to the rear. And to see if they just call in shells that appear from nowhere. That's probably what happens, but I've never tried it. Okay, movie palace. I'll just go for the vanilla one, so that I can build artillery here. Because shipping artillery over every time I want some more from England is going to be a pain in the ass. So I'll just bite that bullet. Bro, are you getting comfortable up here? What's going on? Suit yourself, I suppose. Germany is wasting a lot of money on capital ships. They do not need this many. I mean, maybe to fight the French Navy. Ironically, I am the only one not building capital ships because I can't support them. I don't have the fucking income. Either because I'm not rapaciously taxing my people, or because I don't have enough landmass, or both. But I think we will get there. I like how I can just skip these two. Just unions, fuck them. You can just skip over that technology. Don't need them. It has caused problems. I'm gonna invest in Nelson's column. It's worth it. Because even at my very small navy that I have now, they'll give me an extra 500 every turn. And that will only become more significant as I start building up. It is interesting because I've played, as I've said before, I've played as Germany and Austria-Hungary and other people. And when you're in the melee, you're like flying by wire because you gotta put an army together and get it out there, or you're gonna pay for it. But you're kind of like flying by the seat of your pants because you're like trying to build up your infrastructure, but you have to have an army now to fight the war now. But as England, you almost, I mean, you could really try to be aggressive, I suppose, but you're almost pigeonholed into being very isolationist at first because you just don't have the means to support these big armies. Which is realistic because the British Expeditionary Force goes to France in 1914 and they're like, holy shit, these continental armies are fucking huge. We're good, but there's not that many of us. Always fucking mass propaganda. Fucking bane of my existence. Grab these two, and then I think I'll jump out of this tree. There's not much else here that's very appealing. Oh, that's... Huh. Interesting. Those prices went down for some reason. Maybe because I built this guy? I mean, that's part of it, certainly. 8% is not nothing. But I probably have other bonuses as well. But like, look at the fucking 18 turns. 18 turns is 9 months. Like, if you could actually build a battleship in 9 months, a Queen Elizabeth class, do you know how much Britain would love to have been able to turn out a Queen Elizabeth class every 9 months? It's not how it works. It takes multiple years to build a battleship, even when you're the United States in World War II. Even then. Often you pause your battleship construction during the war because you know that the battleships aren't going to be complete by the time. Like, there's no point sticking resources into the battleships because they're not going to be done by the time the war's over. So you should focus on building rifles and tanks and aircraft and the smaller ships that you can build faster. The battleships are like the big ticket items that you build before the war. And if you don't have them before the war, you're a little bit fucked. But during the war, a lot of your expectations get shattered, and you realize that there are things that need your attention. You start building whole new classes of ships that you can build very easily, like escorts for the convoys across the Atlantic, for instance. But you're not building battleships during the war. Unless it's World War II and you're America. I mean, Britain is launching the Queen Elizabeths during the first part of the war. And I guess Germany was trying to build battleships in the middle of the Second World War as well. Didn't work out for them very well. Maybe they should have given up on that and instead built more submarines. Or tanks. Or rifles. Or airplanes. I digress. The point is, 9 months for battleship. It feels so long when you're playing this game. But, man, that's a quick build. Oh, Bro, we're still at minimum taxes. It's because I took, a very rich... It's not actually that rich. Oh yeah, that would do it. That would do it. London is growing by 120 every turn. Which means every turn I get another, like, 60 something just out of London. Every turn I get another 60 per turn, so it stacks on top of itself. I could do that. Can't. I still have not built a single one of these. But I'm $200 short of being able to do that. Okay. But see, the lead on these things is so big that you might as well throw the money into them now. Because you could be, like, maniacally building shit like I have been this whole time. Once you have enough cash, just throw it in here, and then you can build shit for the rest of the 18 turns that it'll take. Because by the time 17 turns are up, I'm gonna wish I had a lot more battleships. I already do. But by this time 17 turns are up, I'm gonna be able to afford a lot more battleships. And want a lot more battleships.